You forgot one simple step in your goal for financial freedom. This step is so easy, you probably didn't even notice that you missed it. This video is for anyone who's ever struggled while trying to reach a financial goal and eventually gave up before they saw it through. I'm going to give you the one simple step that's blocking your path to financial freedom, expose the mistake you and most other people are likely making, and show you how you can apply this step to your own goals of achieving financial freedom. First, let me explain to you why I say it's too easy. What if I told you sometimes it's the small, seemingly unimportant decisions that can propel you towards your financial dreams? For instance, a few years ago, I was at a point where I was completely stuck financially. I tried tons of different ideas from the so-called experts, but nothing was working for me. One day, I decided to implement one tiny change in how I was creating my budget. Something so little, it almost felt too simple to make any difference. Within months, this small adjustment not only helped me create a budget that worked for my finances, it also set me on the path towards financial freedom. I know pretty much everyone has set a goal at some point in their lives and didn't accomplish it because they made this one mistake. About 5 years ago, I set a goal to lose weight. Now, here's how the goal setting process usually goes wrong. I remember the last time I lost weight, I gained it all back due to stress. So I wanted to make things different this time. I started doing a lot of research about stress management. I learned about yoga, meditation, and breath work. I started journaling about my daily activities and my stress levels. Now don't get me wrong here. Stress management can play a huge factor in whether or not you lose weight and keep it off. That's not the point. Focusing on stress management has absolutely zero impact on my weight loss journey if I didn't actually start doing what's necessary to lose weight. And that's where I got stuck. I was focusing on stress management. The number one mistake most people make that causes them to give up on their goals before any progress is made is a focus on the wrong things. If you set a goal to create wealth, manage your money better, or to create an emergency fund, stop looking for spreadsheets to track the information. Stop trying to find the perfect budget that fits your circumstances. Stop focusing on anything that isn't moving you towards your goal. Which brings us to the second point. The simple secret to achieving your goal of financial freedom is to simply take that first step. The first step not only sets your journey in motion, it also illuminates the path forward. It's more than thinking or planning. It's about doing. Don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect plan. Action breeds clarity, and each step forward will help shape your journey and bring you closer to your goal. What's the first step? I can hear a lot of you asking this question because I've asked the same question myself. Ask any expert in the field of personal finance, and so many of them will give you a different answer every time. The truth is, the first step you need to take is going to depend on your goals and what you want to accomplish. Think about your financial goal and then make a list of everything you could do to accomplish your goal. Look over your list and remove anything that involves planning or thinking or things that don't involve taking action. Then review the steps that are left and pick one. Let me show you how you can apply this to your own life. Let's say you want to create an emergency fund of $10,000. You could start researching ways to increase your income. Maybe sign up to drive for Uber or Instacart, or even start looking for something that will help you track your savings once you start adding to your emergency fund. All of these are great ideas, but at the same time, none of these ideas are doing anything to help you with your goal if you don't actually put any money into your emergency fund. The simple step, the first step to begin creating an emergency fund is to simply add some money to a savings account. That can be $10 or $100. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is taking the first step and building on it from there. Whatever amount of money you have to contribute is where you start. Whatever amount of money you have is your first step. When I first started creating my emergency fund, I started by adding $10 every time I got paid. I consistently added to my account even if there were times when I had to borrow from it. I just kept adding money to the account until the next step became clear to me. Now, I've talked about the simplicity of taking the first step and how after taking that step, the path is opened up so that you know the next step. Where do you get the insights about the next step? How do you know when it's time to take the next step? Your next step can come to you in many different ways. It might come from your divine guidance, the universe, or whatever source you attribute your beliefs to. It may also come as a way of just knowing it's time to take the next step. Sometimes you have to trust your own inner guidance. For me, I knew it was time to take the next step of building my emergency fund when I finally reached the point where I no longer had to borrow money from it. When I was able to consistently manage my budget without tapping into that account, then I just knew it was time to move it to a different type of account that I wasn't able to borrow from as easily. After taking that step, it became easier and easier to grow my emergency fund and move on to the next step. The secret to unlocking your path to financial freedom is about starting. It's about taking the first step, no matter how small that step might be. It's not just planning, thinking, or strategizing how you might reach your goal. Your financial freedom is a series of deliberate, actionable steps, no matter how big or small they might be. Your journey to wealth and financial freedom begins with a single step. What is your single step? Comment below. Let's inspire each other towards financial abundance. Thank you for joining me again, and I look forward to sharing more insights with you in the next video.